The big story this evening, shares of cash-strapped SpiceJet came under pressure in trade today. The Supreme Court ordered the airline to ground 3 aircraft engines and return them to lessors within 15 days. The apex court upheld a High Court order and dismissed the petition from SpiceJet. Ashmit is here with more details. Ashmit, take us through the verdict.
Well, a major setback coming in for the airline SpiceJet. The apex court granting directions for grounding as well as for returning of 3 engines back to the lessors. SpiceJet will have to do that within a space of 15 days, a small window there for the airline. Now, all of this goes back very many months. Lessors, 2 in question, had raised this question first before the Delhi High Court regarding unpaid dues and whether SpiceJet can continue using those engines despite not paying the dues to the lessors. The Delhi High Court, first on August 14th, had held in favor of the lessors, had directed for returning of these engines, and subsequently on September 11th, the division bench had upheld that direction. SpiceJet, the airline, clearly concerned on what the impact could be on the operational fleet, had moved the apex court, had sought an urgent hearing. They made their submissions that they've only recently raised money via the QIP, some 3,000 crore rupees, that money will be used for discharging some of these dues, that they are already in negotiations with the various lessors, also citing how as much as $8 million have already been paid to these 2 lessors. However, none of these arguments managed to cut ice with the apex court. The Supreme Court said that clearly SpiceJet is in breach of the consent terms, clearly is in breach of the payment schedule that was agreed on, clearly has defaulted on those payments, and the consent terms were very clear. The consequences of not complying with those consent terms was very clear, and therefore there is no wiggle room available to the airline. And with that, the CJI-led bench of the apex court grounding those 3 engines and asking for SpiceJet to return them to the lessors in no more than 15 days.
Thank you, Ashmit, for that update. So how is this order likely to impact the airline? In a statement, SpiceJet said the engines in question are already grounded and the airline's operation remained completely normal and unaffected. SpiceJet also said it's currently in discussions with the aircraft lessor to reach an amicable settlement. However, last month, SpiceJet's lawyer had argued before the Delhi High Court that it only had a fleet of 21 aircraft and the grounding will cause grave loss to the airline. SpiceJet's lawyer said grounding of 3 engines will mean grounding of 2 aircraft, as 1 aircraft needs 2 engines. The order was delivered on the 14th of August. It's important for SpiceJet to maintain a fleet of at least 20 aircraft to continue flying international routes. But according to documents filed by SpiceJet before its 3,000 crore rupee fundraise, the airline said it has a total fleet size of 64 aircraft, out of which 36 are grounded, leaving the airline with 28 aircraft. On to a CNBC TV